During World War II, America needed to use all of the metal we produced for the war effort. Out of necessity and scientific efforts, a new product was created to take the place of metal. This product is known as plastic. Even after the war, plastics were produced in a wide variety of items and were received by a nation who no longer wanted to ration materials. From sunglasses to pink flamingos to hula hoops and a stream of colorful, inexpensive plastic items inundated the homes of consumers who were tired of rationing because of the war. These plastic items introduced this idea of throwaway or disposable living. In 1955, a Time magazine article titled "Throwaway Living" discussed how embracing these plastic products could free the average mom from constantly cleaning and doing dishes, allowing her more free time for herself and for her family. By 1979, the U.S. was producing more plastic than steel. So what is the problem with all this plastic? It makes our lives easier, more convenient, and even cleaner, right? We all use plastic water bottles. We all use thousands of plastic bags from grocery stores every year. Our cars are mostly plastic. Our phones, our lives are surrounded by plastic, right? You would be surprised just how surrounded we are. I will discuss with you the effects of this plastic in our oceans and in our landfills. I would like to persuade consumers and plastic manufacturers and recycling directors to make better decisions about how to deal with plastic products. No organism on our planet can degrade or break down plastic products. Every piece of plastic ever produced still exists. Plastic debris in our oceans is a huge problem, from unsightly beaches to changing the habitats of seabirds and ocean life. Our once pristine oceans can now more accurately be described as a plastic soup. So where does this plastic come from? And what is the problem with all this plastic in our oceans? Around 20% of this plastic comes directly from the fishing industry. Nets that are lost and discarded remain in our ocean forever. The other 80% of plastic comes from the land. Plastic trash that enters our gutters and is washed into the waterways eventually finds itself in our oceans. 10% of all the plastic in our oceans are little plastic beads called nurdles. These little resin beads are like the building blocks of all plastic products and are produced by plastic manufacturers and sold to different concerns who make these nurdles into our products. These pellets can resemble fish eggs, and amazingly, they are so prevalent in our oceans that they outnumber plankton 10 to 1. In even the most remote oceans, plastic is literally choking the life in our oceans. The real problem with this debris is that plastic in our oceans is collecting pollutants such as pesticides and fertilizers from farming. These poison pellets or debris are ingested by jellyfish, by whales, and all other types of fish, who mistake these pellets for fish eggs. Through bioaccumulation, when larger fish or birds eat smaller fish who have ingested these pollutants, the pollutant can go all the way up the food chain even to humans. Recycling clearly seems to be the answer to this problem, but only a fraction of plastics are possible to be recycled, and only at 40% of the plastics that have the potential for recycling ever become recycled. The rest of this discarded plastic from our trash cans end up in landfills, with discarded food and newspapers where they sit for centuries. Nothing actually degrades in these landfills because it is hermetically sealed and doesn't receive the oxygen in organisms to break it down. Plastic takes up a lot of space in these landfills and will remain there for thousands of years. Almost 35 million tons of plastic is used by Americans every year. Only at 8% being recycled. This plastic can also potentially leak pollutants and carcinogens into the soil and the groundwater. My appeal to you as the consumers, to plastic manufacturers and city and state recycling coordinators, is to ramp up our efforts to recycle more and to make products that are able to be recycled, and to create recycling programs that are easier to use and more efficient than the current systems. From land to sea, plastics has successfully invaded our planet. It may seem like a small problem, but it has the potential to choke our seas and poison our land. This disposable lifestyle we have embraced might seem convenient now, but it might be the health of our planet we are discarding.